Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. So we're talking about Tanki Classic again, and I know my channel's literally just turned into Tanki Classic promises that end up not being true. And I want to apologize obviously for that, because I've been telling you guys dates that I haven't known were confirmed. It was just obviously speculation and things that you would expect to be real based on all the stuff we've been told. But let's talk about it. So obviously Tanki Classic isn't out now. It's probably not going to be out anytime soon, unfortunately. Again, another guess here on my end, but Tankers Day is coming mid-September. So honestly, considering Tankers Day is literally one of Tanki's biggest events in Tanki, maybe they'll release early testing then. But it's come to the point where we don't really know much from Tanki. They're kind of being a little bit quiet when it comes to Tanki Classic now. We're hearing about it like once a month, which is honestly surprising considering how much hype this project had back in November, December when it was first announced. I mean, the announcement video on my channel saying Tanki Classic's coming back, over 10,000 views, which is almost unheard of in current Tanki Online. Over 10,000 views on a video is hard to get these days, which when a video gets over 10,000 views, you know people care about it. But we were getting information about Tanki Classic every single vlog. Promises were being made. Hazel was telling us he realistically expected the game to be fully released in the first half of this year, which obviously he did kind of say in the small prints in a way that it obviously could change, but he just sounded so confident in telling us that he expected Tanki Classic to be released in like the first 6 months. And obviously it's been 8 or 9 months now since he said that, so we're multiple months past that. They also told us in a vlog like back in June their hopeful release date for Tanki Classic, now we're on to early testing, is late July, early August. And it kind of shifted from this whole thing, okay, we hope the full release will be the first half of the year, to now we hope the early testing will be in the first half of the year. And now that's gone. And now we're on to who knows what. Thank you for watching this. The whole reason is I kind of want Tanki to watch this. I want them to be honest with us, you know? If they're behind on Tanki Classic, it's gonna suck, but at least we'll know. Just tell us if they're behind. Tell us if, you know, they're not behind and it's really close. I just want some honesty. And now with the whole Tanki Classic development portion of the vlogs, I have no faith in Tanki Classic full release being this year. How are we gonna know? How are we gonna know without Tanki being honest with us? That's the big thing. I just wish they were honest with us and gave us a realistic release date. That's honestly all I want. I just want them to be real with us. I want them to be honest with us. And if you're behind, go ahead and, you know, swallow your pride and let us know if you're behind. And obviously we're going to be mad, but at least we're not going to be waiting every single week for the hopeful release of Tanki Classic testing. And it's one of those things as well now. It's like, okay, testing is coming out. Not everyone can play Tanki Classic testing. It's only going to be a few hundred, few thousand people who bought, you know, the early testing bundles. So my guess is early testing is going to last months. Originally, I thought early testing, okay, that's maybe a month, 2 tops, and then we have a release in October for the Halloween event. Because imagine releasing Tanki Classic and then starting huge with a Halloween event. Something like on your screen right now from Jumper's Gold Box montage back in 2018. Like imagine we get Tanki Classic released, you have like a week or two to enjoy it, and then bam, you're thrown into the most fun event in Halloween Tanki history. But now maybe a release date, December full release? Because considering Tanki Classic's testing isn't even started yet, I'm honestly assuming testing's going to be for months, at least a few weeks. So say we get Tanki Classic early testing in September, which is what I'm hoping for, and what Marcus said he hopes for as well, which he's the community manager. That means we're having a few weeks of testing minimum. And then on top of that, if you bought the early access bundles, you get access to the full game a week to a month on top of that. So you have a few weeks of the early testing, then you have another few weeks of early play testing and playing for the people who bought the bundles. We're looking at like 2 months from when testing releases to the full release. So that means if we get early testing in September, that's full release almost all the way into December, which is insane to think about. I thought we would have the full game out by now. And the thing that sucks is that the hype for Tanki Classic, it was there. The first 3 months of the Tanki Classic information coming out, it was hype. Every new video on Tanki Classic was getting 5,000 plus views. Everyone's channels were doing pretty well. Views overall were up. And then after 3 months, I could see a little bit of a drop. And this was expected. Obviously, people aren't going to be super excited for that many months and they're going to fall off until the release is finally out. But then 6 months in, come June, I released a Tanki Classic video. It does slightly better than the average video, but almost all the hype has died down. Obviously, I imagine people are going to come back when the full game releases, but the hype for the release of the game is at an all-time low. It's basically the exact same hype as normal Tanki videos these days. The hype we have for new augments is now the hype that we have for Tanki Classic, which is disappointing to see because Tanki's not going to advertise this. Hazel said that himself. They will not be advertising Tanki Classic. That's up to us. But how are we supposed to advertise the game when the hype has died? Even when Tanki Classic now releases, so many people have fallen off of the information train and the update train of Tanki Classic that they're probably not even going to realize Tanki Classic is released for months. And then at that point, they might feel like they don't care anymore because they missed the release date. They missed the whole hype of the release date. They don't want to put all that time into now playing the game. It's just one of those things like, Tanki, be honest with us. If you're going to delay the game this much, you're going to have to let us know, because getting constant information that's negative about Tanki Classic, especially when it relates to the release date, people just aren't going to care anymore. And I want people to care because this is a big part of my livelihood. I think Tanki knows what they're doing. There's obviously certain things like augments and overdrives that I really don't like the idea of, but I think they could make it work if they heavily down tune them and nerf the augments and overdrives in the game. But yeah, I just wanted to get this out to hopefully let Tanki hear what I'm trying to say and maybe get a response from them in the next vlog, a more honest response, rather than what they did with the last vlog where, you know how they promised us Tanki Classic early testing in early August? They kind of just acted like they never said that, which was, I think, the biggest, punch in the balls right there, was they added this new Tanki Classic development portion to the vlog, and they did not address at all that they told us in the 2 vlogs before that, Tanki Classic early testing is coming out soon. That was kind of like the biggest punch in the balls, is they just kind of treated us like we would forget when that was literally what we were grasping onto for the release date. So that was also kind of like a kick in the balls. Like, hey, come on, just be honest with us. We're not that stupid. Like, obviously, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but when you say something, I'm going to try to hold you to that. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about this video and if you've lost your interest in Tanki Classic, like unfortunately a lot of people have. But I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace out, everybody.